Today we're going to be going over how to make these paper flowers using the Cricut, a design, and light cardstock paper in various colors. This free paper flower template is designed by Domestic Heights for use with the Cricut or Silhouette cutting machines. I'll leave the link below so that you can get the design for free and cut your own flowers. If you don't have a Cricut or cutting machine, you can cut these by hand with the template. You'll just have to print them out, trace them, and then cut with scissors so that you have each petal for the design. A cutting machine does make the process faster as it does it all for you, as you can see, but either way is perfectly acceptable. Each flower is made with several different layers of petals, so you'll have several different ones in different sizes once you're done cutting. The template comes with all of the sizes on one sheet of paper, which makes it really easy. When you're done, you'll have about 7 layers of petals to put together. The next step is to curl the edges of the flowers. The creator of this particular paper flower template suggests that you do the bottom layers facing out and then curl the other petals facing in when you're done. I did this with the first couple of flowers and realized that personally I like them all facing the same way, but either way, the next step is to curl all the paper flower petals. If you have a shaper tool, it can make this process very easy, but honestly, I just used a pen, and you can use any type of small round object that can shape the petals. The cardstock is pretty easy to shape as long as you have something round. I realized I liked the curve on the edge of the petal, so that way it kind of gave it more depth when you looked at it straight on instead of doing it in the very center of the edge of the petal. Because of how these flowers are shaped up and the shape of the petals, it works really well with cardstock that has a bit of depth to it so that it creates even more shadows and texture. The cardstock I'm using in this video had a texture to it, so it created some really nice visual interest. A great option for this flower in particular would be to do a metallic or a shiny, shimmery type cardstock. That would give this a lot of depth. For a very basic paper flower, it would make it shine and stand out a little bit more, which would be really exciting. As you can see in the video, you simply hot glue each petal layer to the bigger one underneath it, and then the final layer is folded in on itself instead of curled. You can leave it open, or I chose to hot glue it down on several of the flowers just to create a more finished, closed up petal look. The final product looks really great considering how easy this template is to use to create a paper flower. It looked really amazing, and these are awesome for flat facing projects. So if you're doing a wreath or wall decor, they're not perfect for on a stem, so I wouldn't use these as a flower in a bouquet, but for a flower, if you're going to put it on the wall for wall decor or for a wreath or for gift wrapping, these are amazing and they do look really nice. They have a lot of depth to them, and as you can see, they do have a 3D effect, which is really, really nice in person as well. Like I mentioned, the creator of this template really stressed that you should do the curling on the bottom 2 layers toward the back so that there's a difference in the way that they face, but I really loved them all facing the same direction. I found it actually looked a lot better as well when I put these on the wall for a wall decor flower wall project. And if you're doing them on any sort of flat surface, it's going to be a lot easier to attach them when it's very flat on the bottom and all the petals are facing the same way. Overall, I highly recommend this template. It's great for a beginner paper flower project. Even if you're cutting out these flowers by hand and doing each petal individually, the project doesn't take that long to create one full flower. You can blow up or decrease the size of the flowers as well. I did make a few smaller ones than this size, which turned out super cute, and I plan to use them on some gifting projects. And blowing these up to a larger scale would make a really nice addition to a giant paper flower wall, since it's such an easy flower to make and you could go through the process really quickly. At its most basic, all you need for this project is a cutting tool, cardstock, hot glue and a tool to curl the edges of the flowers. That makes this super easy, beginner friendly, and you probably already have all the supplies to make this at home. Another tip from the creator is to use tape on the bottom layers to make more depth since it sits up a little bit higher, but since I only had hot glue on hand, that's what I used, and I found that I really liked how they turned out without using the tape. I felt the curl of the petals and the style of the flower gave it enough depth without having it have actual depth, so that was what I chose to do with these flowers. I did make them in several colors so that I could use them in a garland to put on a wall for a party. They looked amazing, and I will share that project next so that you can see how they turned out. When they were included with some paper garland and paper leaves, they looked really amazing, so keep your eyes out for that next project that I'll be sharing soon. And thank you for watching. Head over to Domestic Heights to get the free paper template for this DIY paper flower. I will leave the link in the description box to the website, and I hope you enjoy this super easy DIY paper flower.